There's a million ways to say no, and you didn't say no to any of them. I know you guys. And your favorite cartoon characters want some answers. Let's check it out. Just like you, I waited my entire childhood to see all my favorite cartoon characters finally come together. How could it possibly go wrong?
Some of your favorite cartoon characters will help you understand how drugs and alcohol can ruin your life.
Love it or hate it, it's known as one of the greatest drug PSAs ever made. On today's Mikey! Master Mikey! What up, tapeworms? Whoa, I shouldn't do two tapeworms at the same time. That looks a little suspicious. Kinda suspicious like today's tape. Oh, and my name's Mikey, in case you didn't know from the 30 logos hanging around. You can always tell who was the art kid in school. It's soft boy summer, and while we wait for ladies to sweep us off our feet and pay all of our bills so we can watch videotapes, let's go ahead and pop this in and see what it holds. Can you imagine the FBI agent assigned to a tapehead's case? We would be one hell of a honey trap.
This Saturday,
What's up, Doc?
join Alf, Garfield, Kermit, and the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
Cowabunga, dude!
I remember leading up to this, the commercials only showed the best parts. You know, those money shots. We were about ready to be hit like a truck.
Cartoon All-Stars to the Rescue is the powerful story of a teenager dealing with drug and alcohol abuse.
I'm gonna have to crack me a bursty boy early. We are not off to a great start. Man, another red one? This does not bode well. Plus, these things never want to open right. It's like an artery. I wonder why it's so sticky in here all the time. Hot on the heels of George Big Daddy Bush's War on Drugs, the special simulcast on multiple networks. The jury's still out on what happened to that comically large bag of crack, however. Why didn't my guy use a regular prop?
The world may never know.
I'm just glad that the comedians at the time roasted him for it. Comics are our checks and balances for all of our bullshit. Make sure we don't get too big for our britches. I'm worried that today they're not allowed to properly roast the elites anymore. It just leads to more stupidity.
Wouldn't be prudent at this juncture.
Australia, New Zealand, and Canada had their retrospective leaders open up the special. Bob Hawke being the most ironic and comical inclusion.
Drugs are not good for you.
They're going skull, skull, skull. And the great man Bobby Hawke nailed it.
I don't know much about Bobby's career, but I can see how he was the people's champ. These dudes weren't the only ones to endorse it. Back in the day, Senator Joseph R. Biden said, "The single most ambitious and important drug education program ever attempted anywhere." Sadly, Corn Pop wasn't available to get his thoughts.
I gotta have my pops.
Oh, dude, was that Paul Walker? You always know what's up. I think you're totally right. The VHS opened up with a little promo from McDonald's, something that's still stuck in my head today. As far as the VHS goes, the special features were a little on the light side.
Wonder where he's working.
Welcome to McDonald's. May I help you?
Hey, is that Calvin? I believe it is. We're getting sidetracked. Let's move on. This wacky wall walker of a tape was brought to you by no other than the McDonald's Corporation. You know, Ronald's house. When you're at the House of Clowns, he doesn't care that you're in the Mickey D's bathroom peeing out of both ends because your buddy said, "Come on, Mikey, one more shot." Mickey D's is kind of my go-to hangover spot. I've never been much of a drinker and I don't recommend it, and plus there's so many better alternatives, but I am a recovering Happy Meal addict. Dude, I gotta get them pumpkins, son. If you want to watch this special, your options are pretty limited to probably YouTube or some other guy uploading it. But luckily, Glorious VHS has your back. I might have to tackle this tape over the top style. That looks ridiculous. I don't know what it was, but for some reason I was on the wrong channel and I missed out on part of the special. So it was off to First Choice Video to try to get a copy. Video stores weren't supposed to rent this for any money, but I'm pretty sure we still got charged. I remember being embarrassed when my buddy Jason was checking us out. I always wanted to only rent cool things around him. For some reason, his opinion really mattered to us. He was like our town metalhead, and we wanted to be just like him. The VHS was put out by Buena Vista Home Video and featured many of your cartoon homies. Of course, my favorite release of theirs will always be Gargoyles.
That's one thing we have in common.
The rights issues with this is absolutely insane. I have no idea how they got these IPs to work with each other. Somehow, all this charity brought all these people together. Everybody but Grumpy Pants Jim Davis, he only allowed limited viewings with his characters being used. Apparently, he hates Mondays and charitable use of his IP.
Wherever I go, folks treat me like a fat cat.
Ironically, if they waited just a little bit longer, a lot of these IPs would be available anyways.
I don't like the looks of this.
Oh, bother, my rights issues are gonna be up soon, and people are gonna make all kinds of monstrosities with my works. Okay, you gotta see the big picture here. All of your favorite cartoon characters all coming together to try to keep you off of drugs. But with no Bugs Bunny and drag. Kind of feel like this is a bit of a misstep.
Lady, if you don't find a rabbit with lipstick amusing, you and I have nothing to say to each other.
Our story begins with our drug-addled protagonist stealing his little sister's piggy bank. Seeing this, Papa Smurf sounds the alarm and all your favorite cartoon characters come to help out. Smurfs are, named after the thing they like doing, and also sometimes smurfing is something they like to do, so don't ask Candy Smurf how he got his name.
Who smurfed the bell?
Back in my old neighborhood, drug addicts would try to pay you money to smurf them some cough medicine. Sometimes they'd be waiting outside of Walmart trying to give you some quick cash, but I never took them up on the offer, but I gotta admit, $20 is $20. In addition to the Smurfs, DuckTales, Elf, Garfield, the Chipmunks, Bugs, Slimer, and even Michelangelo show up. Skippity-doo, don't forget about the Muppet Babies. Just close your eyes and make believe and you can be anywhere. Although on the cover of the VHS, Smurfette never makes an appearance. I'm sure there's many characters on the cutting floor. Some characters feel oddly absent, like Beetlejuice, who was even in a commercial at that time.
Hey, the Ghost with the Most will not be seen today, but Beetlejuice, that's me, will return next week at the same time. Now stay tuned for this special presentation. Come on, come on, come on!
I kinda wish Merman was in this special. I wonder what that would have been like.
Skeletor, these edibles are doing
That entire era was in the Goldilocks zone of excellent shows. We'll never see anything like this again. We tuned in to see all of these characters, but instead we get a cartoon intervention. Hey, this looks familiar. It could have been an autobiography. I'm not sure huffing farts requires an intervention.
Michael, it's me.
I know Michael's a pretty common name, but every time I hear this special, my ears kind of perk up and I think I'm in trouble or something, because that's the only time I hear my full name.
Mikey, you gotta try this. It gives you a major high.
In this world, everyday merchandise comes to life kinda Toy Story style, although they're not very consistent with this idea. Winnie the Pooh comes to life from a toy, but later on he's revealed to be, well, from a poster. I don't know, maybe they can just sort of become whatever. Ironically, anybody on drugs would probably super obsess over this point, and maybe start a YouTube channel and talk to imaginary friends like Video Ghost. Mikey, your slow descent into madness has been entertaining for me. I like that Elf has to motivate Garfield in a way that only Elf can.
Let me rephrase that. Do you want to help, or do you want to be lunch?
I can't imagine the massive undertaking of not only keeping all of these characters on model, but also staying true to both their art styles and character personalities.
Corey's own brother?
Wally never did this sort of thing to the Beav.
If I could relate to any character on this special, it would always be Elf. I always appreciate his dad jokes. This is not Elf.
Toto, Something tells me we're not in cartoon territory anymore.
I don't even have any kids, so I have no excuse why I even act this way, but I'm glad you guys come by anyways. To me personally, there isn't anything funnier than a drug prevention video. And I know you guys could use a little bit of a refresher course. I've seen that box of stuff you have under your bed. I can't believe you've been holding out on me. Give your boy Mikey a call. We tuned in to see all of these characters, but instead we get a cartoon intervention. It's not quite what we were looking for, but I still found some enjoyment here.
I hate to suggest this, but my guess would be marijuana. An unlawful substance used to experience artificial highs.
Oh, bro, where can I get some of that? Back in the day, I probably would have said I associate more with Theodore. I mean, that chubby life, right? But I didn't know Alvin was such a tape head, so I'm gonna go with him. I just saw a Facebook advertisement for commercially sold whippets. I kind of feel like our country's on a bit of a decline, or we're in some sort of pickle. I'm not sure if we failed the war on drugs or the war on drugs failed us.
Michael needs our help. Then let's help him. Come on, we gotta do something.
This special can be pretty heavy-handed, but I love this money shot of all these characters.
Get the money for this stuff, Michael. What difference does it make? I got it, didn't I?
Arcades were often vilified as this place where all the druggies hang out, when in reality you were just there losing all your quarters to Dragon's Lair. Michael's progress is being hindered by some young toughs and an animated weed monster named Smoke. I don't want to take anything away from George C. Scott, he's been in some pretty cool stuff, but I would love to see James Woods kind of have a hand at this. I think he would have been the perfect Smoke.
For $10, I could score us some crack.
Oh yeah, crack. Now we're talking.
Michael and his would-be homies are busted by Bugs Bunny himself. I like that they just kind of throw the crack down and cheese it on out of there. He has such good friends.
What's this? A joint? So what's the big attraction?
Bugs Bunny, this dude shouldn't be talking. I seen this dude smoke all kinds of things. Plus, have you seen them rolling skills? You don't get that from saying no.
Honey, there's a couple of beers missing.
Oh, honey, you probably drank them watching football last night.
With that $1 million mustache, I think Michael's dad might be a Viltrumite. I would love to see that in a proposed sequel.
Your smoking is causing everyone around you to cry. Think, Mike.
Man, this could be like an autobiography. I'm pretty sure huffing farts doesn't require an intervention.
What's that funny smell?
Check it out, boy! That's what fish tacos smells like. The smell of success.
Smells like fetus.
Mikey will be right back. Yeah! Really? Right in front of my copy of Cartoon All-Stars to the rescue? I never get tired of this template, so I made a new one. All right, back to the show.
He's a cartoon.
Look who's talking.
I'm not sure this really makes sense, but apparently the cartoon characters don't know that they're cartoon characters, except for Bugs, of course, who can break the fourth wall. Bugs Bunny borrows a time machine from the coyote and takes Michael to the past. I couldn't find an episode where the coyote used the time machine, but I did find a Pinky and the Brain episode, so maybe it's from the same company. I don't know.
You guys cruising for lung cancer or what?
We're getting high. You know, grass, marijuana.
This is part of the video where the character models get a little off. I do it myself sometimes, so I can let it slide. Plus, it still looked pretty good. Ah, God, is this what I look like riding around town?
Now we're talking.
You've got money, Michael.
But crack, that's serious stuff.
Man, dude, I should have showed this video to my ex-girlfriend. Could have saved me a lot of trouble. It's half the reason I'm in Oklahoma to begin with. But one time she stole my wallet, and then she helped me try to find it. She was a helpful gal like that. But I think this video could have prevented all of that. Although not very funny at the time, it's still great to mine for comedy. Pain is kind of temporary, but jokes, well, They're forever. Thank you, Mikey, for another unsolicited lore dump.
Got your wallet. Hey, give me that back.
Young Mikeys of the world will be chasing that dragon for the rest of their life. But I heard gals have moved on to bears anyways, so I don't blame you. Skippity-doo, those poor bears. Dude, I'm not even worried about it. I got my main gal Broomhilda to sweep me off my feet.
I'm going back in the closet. I can't take any more of your dad jokes.
Hey, come on, man, come on. Aw, yeah? Well, I'm tired of your dusty ass anyways.
What problem? Drugs, bud. Your brain must be, like, really messed up.
Michelangelo, I'm calling total shenanigans. You're universally known as the stoner turtle, or at least it seems that way from your voice. And in the original comics, you guys used to drink beers and stuff, or at least Raphael did, so I wouldn't be talking. Ooh, next up is kind of my favorite part. The Muppet Babies take him on a pretty trippy sequence.
What's wrong? What's happening?
Drugs! This is what they do to your brain, Michael.
Actually, this is just one artist's conception.
I was today years old when I realized Frank Welker was doing Kermit's voice on the Muppet Babies. How did I not know this? I just assumed always that it was God damn, dude. I could tell the temperature's heating up because then the smoke just kind of goes everywhere. I think that's enough of the fog machine today. Next up is the DuckTales segment. I'm always on board when I see these characters. I don't know what it is. Even just a tiny little morsel, I'll take it.
Drugs? Oh, bad news, Michael.
The big finale piece is the song The Wonderful Ways to Say No. It's composed by Howard Ashman and Alan Menken. Not to be confused with Ellen Merkin. You might know his work from The Little Mermaid or even Beauty and the Beast. Gotta get them black diamond hands. Disney tapes aren't worth anything unless they're worth something to you.
Go on, push, eject, protect yourself.
It is not my first time seeing Michelangelo sing poorly, but I would gladly embrace it again.
We gotta do something about this.
Hey!
There's something really cool about Elf sucking a kid into a magical weed box, although I wish all these segments weren't so separated. I wanted a lot more of the characters kind of hanging out.
Who's that?
Well, it's not Freddy Krueger. This is you.
I don't know what it is, but I never get tired of dated Freddy Krueger references. I thought I had Phony disconnected a few months ago. What up, guy? Hello? Hello?
I'm your boyfriend now, biatch.
Oh man, sorry, I only had one shot at that gag. If it failed, it failed. Michael, after seeing his sister try drugs, has a change of heart, thus closing off our special. But did it deliver? Of course I miss it. I think your inner child was probably pretty disappointed in this video, but as an adult, all grown up, well, it makes the perfect party video. I try to show it to anybody that'll let me. It's hard saying anything about this video that hasn't already been said, but hopefully you enjoyed my personal Mikey takes, or at least some of my shenanigans. Whether you're a real-life addict or a video addict, you'll always be a cartoon all-star in Mikey's book. Later, tapeworms. If you like what I do here, why don't you write that book that you've been meaning to get around to? You 100% got this, guy.